What is going on, YouTube? Tenacious Fox here with our Week 5 predictions and recap of our Week 4 of the ILPC. And we are here with Jake, the coach of the Arizona Arbox, and Jake, the coach of the Boston Red Sox, and Bryce, the coach of the Arizona Arbox. And the first match we're looking at is between the Boston Red Sox and the Scandinavian Scissors. What does this end up being? Is this like a 4-0?
I want to say this was either a 4 or 5-0. Oh, I got your volume down. It's my fault.
God damn it, Jake.
I for sure, I didn't even run a single calc this entire match. I thought 100% that Drain Punch was going to kill Miltank, but then I remember that Miltank is the bulk god, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm stupid.
I really don't think he knew what to do against your, the Kjpargeter. Yeah.
I sent in Skuntank thinking he would be scared of Pursuit Trapping, in which case, I thought maybe he might go into Dragonite, and I was Choice Banded. And I was very tempted to click Play Rough there, expecting the switch into Dragonite, and it just didn't happen, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, he also definitely didn't know what to do against that Quagsire either.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Quagsire just, blew his mind.
Yeah,
Then again, I was not prepared for that Machamp at all. I honestly didn't expect it. So all of a sudden, I have all these Mons getting confused, and I was like, oh. Uh-oh. Bang picking up the big kill, though.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do against Skuntank either. He could have definitely gone for the Dazzling Gleam there, and it probably would have done quite a bit.
I'm not sure because I watched a Muck earlier eat a Specs Moonblast, and a Alolan Muck eat a Specs Moonblast. So,
well, yeah,
I might have been able to.
That's a Muck. That's not a Skuntank.
I'm just saying they're both relatively bulky. You didn't by any chance see my commentary on the side when he started trying to set up with Dragonite, did you?
No. Yeah.
I was like, friendly bit of advice. Unaware Quagsire does not care about Dragon Dance.
Oh yeah. He knew about the unaware ability. When we prepared for this match, I gave him a little prep battle. I did make him aware of unaware.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. He had the energy ball on Alakazam, so he at least had something prepared for it. He just didn't
Get to it.
Yeah. Overall, it was.
And I'm very happy with how kind of the match ended because Bryce and I both know that I made this Metagross specifically to take down Scizor because I kept getting Pursuit Trapped when we would scrimmage against each other, and it was driving me crazy. So I put HP Fire on it, and then I built it to take care of Cresselia like it was max special defense with Shadow Ball, so I could just eat anything this thing had to offer. After Leftovers recovery, I think I only ended up taking maybe 3% damage every time. So just having Metagross at full health versus these two at the end was ideal for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he could have maybe pulled out a 3-0 if he was running. I think Cresselia gets Will-O-Wisp.
I'm not entirely sure.
Not 100%. I think he could have made this a 3-0 for you instead of a 4-0. He did say that he didn't feel like he was going to win, and he had other things going on, so he just forfeited at this point. But
he had a chance to take out the Metagross if he had knockoff on the Scizor.
Yeah, that too. I don't know if that's what he was running either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Did he even bring the Scizor out?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, because that seemed to have been one of his favorite uses this season was his Scizor. So it's a little bit surprising that he didn't even use it. But,
yeah, I was expecting it. It gave me a lot of trouble practicing against Bryce, which is why I finally just decided to say screw it and throw HP Fire on Metagross. Just to alleviate.
Scizor ended up being my win condition in all of our practice matches.
And it was so annoying. That's why I was like, I'm killing that thing one way or another.
Yeah, he's done decent this season. I mean, obviously never like doing any competitive battling at all. I really wish we would have gotten him in the league last season because I think he would have done. I think he would have done pretty decent last year. Obviously, a lot of the teams were a lot lower par. He probably would have.
I think he would have progressed kind of like how Tyler did. How he kind of struggled at the beginning and he quickly picked it up.
Yeah, of course. But we are going to move on to the next match between the Detroit Duck Trios and the Eternity Entes. These were the battle of the unbeatens. Or this was the battle of the unbeatens. I thought that was pretty obvious that the Eternity was going to switch out there. Maybe could have gone for Volt Switch. Kind of seems like maybe he didn't run Volt Switch on the Fortress.
Yeah, I was expecting it too when I first saw it. And just he didn't run it, and I was like, well, whatever, dude. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. He did, however, he did stall out that Psychic Terrain, so that was a decent play there.
It's more than I could do, so that was cool.
It's definitely a smart move to stall out the Psychic Drain.
Yeah.
He finally sends out the Cinccino. I don't even know how to say its name, honestly.
Is it Cinccino or Cinccino? I'm not really for sure either. I don't think I've ever seen it like pronounced in the anime, so.
Yeah. I don't even watch the anime, so he does.
I don't either, but
he does bring
that's
out
usually how I got my pronunciations.
He does bring out this and starts getting the hacks. I think it was a little bit unlucky on the Eternity Entes part that they got flinched twice in a row because it is only a 41%. Of course, at this point, he just says, "Screw it." I don't agree with it. I think you could have definitely come out of it. Since Cinccino he was only running a King's Rock set, so it's not like he was hitting him super hard. I've seen Choice Band sets like hit so hard with that skill link, and obviously it's got decent speed.
My question is with the King's Rock, is it a 41% chance for each strike of the move? Is that how that works?
No, it's capped out at 41%. Because I actually went and looked it up. I mean, I guess looking at his team, his only mon that was he probably had two that were faster, in Superior and Kirim. But I think getting one hit on the Cinccino is, I mean, that's gonna take it out because it's not got a lot of defense on it.
Yeah, it's just way too frail.
Yeah, so I think. Yeah, I think forfeiting was probably premature. Obviously, no one likes to get hacked. I think he just kind of, once that started happening, he just said, screw it.
I think the Superior would have been a smart bet to go into because I don't see Cinccino being able to touch it.
Yeah, just maybe outspeeding it.
Yeah.
But obviously, we don't know what set he was running on the Superior as well. So, but it did end up being a 6-0 for the Detroit Duck Trios through forfeit. I don't think it was his game plan to just hacks the crap out of him. I don't see it as like being like shitty. I don't think it's a shitty game plan because Cinccino obviously is just, it's so frail. Like if it gets hit by anything, it's done for.
Yeah.
But we will move on to the next match. This is actually my match. Between the Chicago Cub Jews and the LA Nido Kings. Oh, shoot. Let me reset that. Goes for the Protect on turn 1. I didn't expect that one. Took a huge hit.
At least he had Regenerator.
Yeah, I did run the Regenerator set. I didn't expect him to bring Toxic Spikes, though. Definitely did not expect that. Switch that play right there. I think we talked about it after the match. I think that was his. Yeah, that switch in was his. I don't know what he was thinking. That was a huge mistake on his part.
Yeah.
Did he ever say anything to you about it? Like,
I mentioned it to him, and he never really commented on it. As far as I can remember, he might have, and I just overlooked it with being at work and stuff.
We talked about it. That was a pretty good. That was a pretty obvious play right there. I knew he had the Toxicroak, and I don't know why I stayed in there or went for the Scald. I knew that the Toxicroak was coming in.
Good old Toxicroak.
Obviously,
I love how you nicknamed it Vaseline. Because it's dry skin. Get it? Get it?
I worked you over with the Toxicroak once, Jake. Do you
I
remember
don't
that?
remember that. I don't remember
and then
that.
here he gets. I don't know if you guys. I don't know where you guys are, but I was at where he just got the crit on the Ice Beam, and
Yeah, and
That-
killed
I just-
100% that crit mattered, because I was running a mixed set.
Yeah, I looked it up to see, and yeah, it only did like 40% to a fully invested.
I mean, I wasn't fully invested, but I was.
Right.
Okay, so this play that he makes right here, going into the Gengar, I know like everybody else doesn't really see it as much, but I thought that was a pretty good play. That prevented the sweep right there.
I don't know why he didn't switch out though afterwards.
Yeah,
knowing that Magearna, he already revealed the Shadow Ball.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, he doesn't switch there and get the Cursed Body. I mean, it's a sweep right from there. Because then I've got the Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam KOs the Drapion easy.
That would have been right what I switched back into, was the Drapion.
Yeah, and we talked about that as well. I did say to him that I thought he should have switched back into the Drapion much earlier than he did.
Does Drapion not get Sucker Punch?
I don't know if he was running on it.
Because that would have come in handy, definitely against Garchomp.
Yeah, I was running an Adamant Garchomp, so I had enough bulk to, or had enough attack to take the Kjpargeter out in 2 shots at that point. I shouldn't have gone into Mean Shower here. I don't know why I did, because I knew it wouldn't KO.
Yeah, I was also confused because you like to play for differential and preserving what you can. So when you went into Man Show just to go down, I was very confused by that.
Yeah, I definitely should have just gone straight to Milotic, but I mean, the only thing it changed was the differential. Well, I actually, if I would have still had my freaking Mana Buzz, I probably would have gone into that before anything. But
True.
I do pick up the 3-0 victory. I still think he played well. I think the only big misplay was that Victini, because if he still has Victini, obviously...
Yeah, it's a completely different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
With the
that thing will absolutely body Magearna.
Well, I had with the shift gear, I was faster than it because he wasn't running it as a choice scarf. I did ask him, so it wouldn't really have mattered because I had the Shadow Ball and it would have taken it out. But
Right.
if he gets it in before I get a shift gear up or something, it does threaten me more than him not having it. But we will move on to the final match. Between the Arizona Arbok and... Hold on, I'm going to close some tabs here. Between the Arizona Arbok and the South Beach Slowbros. Yeah, Bryce, I don't know what you were thinking there.
What? I thought I outsped.
First
I
play?
was choice scarfed. I just... Wild charge. That was my plan.
Wild charge it right in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe run
Unfortunately.
maybe should have run the Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I had literally just taken the Sucker Punch off and put Head Smash on.
I think Choice Band Sucker Punch would have definitely.
Oh yeah, it would have bodied it.
I don't know what he was running on a Slowbro, but it definitely should have tanked a hit from that thing.
Probably, was he not running Eviolite on it?
It doesn't use Eviolite, so
I thought it did.
no, I don't know what you're thinking of.
Slowpoke would, but not Slowbro. Because Slowbro is technically a final stage. I don't know why I went for the Heat Wave there. I knew that thing was coming in.
Slowking?
Slowking is a different evolution.
So I've never actually evolved him, so I don't even know.
Yeah, Bryce, I think you letting your Zapdos go down was a huge mistake, I think, because it did so much work against his team.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were running a Hurricane on it, but
no.
Yeah, that would hurt too. But Hurricane takes out his Heracross and Beware there, and obviously Thunderbolt does work against his Slowbro and his Starmie.
The Beware, I didn't know what to do with it. So I, got the Swords Dance up, went for the Liquidation, but it had Thunder Punch, and I was like, oh, well.
Yeah. Like I said, I think had you run Hurricane on your Zapdos and kept it around for a little bit longer, then I definitely think he would have had a lot of trouble with it, because he didn't really have anything that should have been able to do a lot of damage to it. Obviously, I don't know what set you were running on it. What?
I had a Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, Roost, and HP Ice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, I guess you wouldn't have expected him to bring both the Heracross and the
Beware. I was not expecting the Beware at all.
Yeah. Were you running like a offensive set on it? Because I did notice that.
Yeah.
Early in the match, his Heatran did quite a bit of damage to you. So I assumed that it wasn't a very defensive set, but.
Nah, it was. I wasn't running HPS. I was running HP Fire for the Klefki.
But you already had Heat Wave.
Oh, maybe I wasn't running HP Fire. I was running HP Fire on something.
I don't know.
Maybe that's this week. I don't remember.
Yeah. Either way, I hope you weren't running HP Fire because you had Heat Wave on Zapdos, and obviously you've got the Chandelure as well. But
we would have to make fun of you for that.
You also have Imbor. What?
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely not running the HP Fire. But I'm checking right now. I still have the team saved.
Well, we will move on. Yeah, so the free agent pickups / roster changes for this week. The first one was from the Detroit Duck Trios. They do decide to drop the Alola Marowak for Volcarona. I personally love this this move by them. Obviously, what they're giving up is an immunity to electric types. But I mean, they're getting a much better Pokemon in Volcarona.
Yeah, especially just as a setup sweeper and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like Volcarona. I'm not very well knowledged in Marowak Alolan though, so.
Yeah, I mean, it did drop a little bit. I think it's down to UU now.
Yes, it is.
In usage. The thing about it is it's just so slow, and I think his team in general, I don't think was a good fit for it. And I think Volcarona is going to give him a lot better. It's going to give him a better fire type for sure. And I think probably he'll get some bug type coverage as well. Obviously, Jake mentioned the setup sweeper as well. So we will move on to your changes, Bryce. You did drop Amistar for Frostless. You didn't even use Amistar, so I mean.
Well, I originally wanted Amistar because I wasn't going to get Fraligator, and then I decided to get Fraligator.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was a bad move. obviously Frostless has got some. It's really frail. It really is. It gets its money, like being a suicide lead for spikes and stuff.
Yes.
Amistar, you obviously could have run spikes. You could have run setup sweeper. Obviously, it's difficult to run that setup sweep, but it was an option there. You still get, I think, is Frostless pretty fast?
Yeah, Frostless is pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, you're still getting a pretty good mon in Frostless as well. So
I like it. It's also ghost type, nice little fighting type immunity there.
Yeah, you really got to be worried about knockoff though. Obviously, you're not really going to be switching that thing into much, so I guess that's not going to really be that much of a problem. We do have we'll move on to our final transaction for the LA Natal Kings as they drop Gengar and change their Z Captain to Greninja. They dropped the Gengar for Tyranitar. Personally, I don't think this was a great move. Obviously, Tyranitar is a pretty good Pokemon. He doesn't really have the Pokemon on his team to run like a sand set. And also, it kind of gives him much more of a weakness to fairy types. Obviously, as we saw in my match with him, he just gets bodied by fairy types, and dropping the Gengar for another mon that's going to be get hammered by fairy types, I don't agree with it.
I like Tyranitar over Gengar, but I'm not a big competitive Gengar fan. He's just very frail, and without Levitate.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah. But I don't like the Z Captain change, mostly because I have to play him again. And
yeah,
Greninja already hits hard enough.
I mean, yeah, that Z Captain change for him is great. For everyone else, it's not very good. Jake, are you still with us? What, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I was letting you guys talk, and I was just kind of formulating my own thoughts there. As for the Z Captain change, yeah, I agree. Like I like the move to Greninja there because Protein is going to make whatever move you use now stab, and it's going to hit even harder. So that is just a ridiculous amount of power. Why did Gengar lose Levitate? Why did that happen? I didn't see anything about that.
It's probably
no, they just changed it.
It was probably just way too broken. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I agree that he just has too much of a weakness to Fairy as well as to fighting. Like I remember looking at our matchup and I was like, man, Cock Elder's gonna put in some work.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's another thing. Like if he doesn't run the Protect on the Drapion, I mean, my Mienshao could have just run through him with High Jump Kick. Yeah.
And that was one thing I knew when I looked at your team versus his, because he asked for my opinion, I saw the Mienshao and I was like, it probably wouldn't it would probably behoove you to throw Protect on something.
yeah, for sure. I don't think the Tyranitar helps him with that at all. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying this is absolutely horrible. Obviously, we don't know like what he's got.
What his plans are.
Yeah, but from the outside looking in, it does look a little bit questionable. But I guess if that's all we've got to say about that, I guess we will move on to the MVP of the week. And the MVP is Starmie. Definitely, to Bryce's dismay, it put in some work and definitely pulled out the victory in that one. It was obviously I didn't upload the video last week, but it did get MVP last week as well. So great 2 weeks by Starmie and getting the MVP 2 weeks in a row. Obviously
it's not going to be free.
This MVP may be a little bit. Some people might have a different opinion on who the MVP should be this week, but this is the MVP that we went with. So we will finally move on to the predictions for this week. First we have the Chicago Cup Chews versus the Detroit Doug Trios. And I'm going to let you guys talk because,
You can go first, Bryce. Yeah.
I think it'll be a pretty solid matchup. I'm excited to see it. We have the undefeated versus you.
Well, why do you say that like it's such a bad thing?
I don't know. I don't know your check for Mimi or Toxapex, really. And I mean, I won't ask you what they are right now because we're doing the video, but I think if you can get past those two, you can get past him.
Well, I'll be honest. I've got nothing for Mimikyu.
That's how I was.
I mean, as for that, I'm not so sure. I mean, Salazzle and Roserade obviously both have access to stat poison moves. So once you do break that, you could obviously take a shot on it and one-shot it there.
Yeah. It's
outside of that, it doesn't get too pretty for you.
It doesn't. That Mimikyu doesn't concern me as far as like being able to like hit it with like a super effective attack. What does concern me is the disguise ability, because I don't have a Pokemon on my roster that's got like Mold Breaker or something.
Right.
Which actually, looking back, I did notice that the Eternicity Entei didn't even bring their Excadrill, which super shocks me because Mold Breaker on that Excadrill would have just run through it completely. But I mean, yeah, that's the biggest issue I've got, I think, this week. What's your guys' prediction for this match?
I'm gonna have to give them a 2-0 over you.
Fuck you guys.
Jake hasn't even said anything yet.
I know he's gonna pick against me. He picked against me last week.
I pick against you every chance I get. I feel a little more inclined to go with the hot team here. The Duck Trio's obviously been playing very, very well. They seem to have a favorable matchup. And, yeah, I think I'll go with about a 3-0 here for the Duck Trios.
Again, fuck you. We will move on to the Arizona Arbox versus the Eternicity Entei. The Arizona Arbox obviously haven't gotten a lot of momentum this season. You've gone win, loss. You could almost
for another win.
You could almost be 1-3 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Eternicity Entei are gonna be looking to get back into this, into winning ways after last week. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from the loss last week. Anything that you have to say about this, Jake?
Well, the most glaring weakness that the Arbox have is their special defense. Their team average is an 80. And I see Tapu Lele there can pack a huge punch. You can run special on Fernape. Superior hits hard. Espeon can hit hard. So there's a lot of options on his team there that can just deal damage just by a pure stat standpoint, not even looking at so much type matchup, which obviously, yes, comes into it. But for neutral damage like that, I like that they're already coming into a big play. I have a hard time picking against them. Yes, they lost, but they're still have been consistently one of the better battlers in the league this year. So I would say probably 2-0 for the Entei.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, the Arizona Arbox can run the Zapdos as a specially defensive set, because that Zapdos is actually one of the better mons on your team, Bryce, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think a lot of people would agree, because there's just so many sets you can run with that. But yeah, like you said, I don't see a lot of special walls on your team. Maybe it would have been good to keep the Amistar. It would have put you at least a little bit of defense on your squad. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna probably look to 2-0 with the Eternicity Entei as well, just because they've been so hot, and yeah, I mean, they really have played pretty well this season. Is there anything that you want to say, Bryce?
No.
Okay. We will move on to another match. Excuse me. The LA Nido Kings versus the Scandinavian Scizors. this is obviously a chance for both teams to get their first win. They're both sitting at 0-4. Unfortunately, the LA Native Kings, they've been in every single match. Unfortunately, they haven't pulled one out yet. And the Scandinavian Scissors have impressed, but they've just not been, they haven't been really that close yet. Anything you guys want to say?
I think it'll be a good match. We went from Battle of the Undefeateds to the Battle of No Wins.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that one of them will get a win. I can't say. It's just, I don't want to be like, oh, I hope they win, and then the other person just is like, oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I actually want to run a calc quickly, so I'm just curious with this new Z-Capture Greninja. I just want to see one little thing.
I think Tyler has the edge just because he is more inept, and he really hasn't been playing bad. He has just come up pretty unlucky this season.
I think he's had a couple glaring misplays, and that have resulted in his 0-4 so far. Obviously not in all the matches. Not in all the matches as he had glaring misplays, but he has had a couple. Obviously he's also had some bad luck. I did talk to him a little bit after our match. He really has played pretty well this season, just hasn't gotten the results. And Sam obviously he's played well for his first time as well.
Yeah.
And he has surprised people. He went 4 like he ended up taking Jake to a 4-0, and he also took the Doug Trios to a 3-0 and took me to a 2-0. So I mean, he has the capability, and he's improved every single week. I don't think this one's clear on paper who's going to win, but I am going to go with the LA NATO Kings with the 2-0, just because, like I said, the LA NATO Kings have got some glaring weaknesses throughout their squad, such as fairy types and fighting types, but I don't think the Scandinavian Scissors have a bunch of mons that really threaten that weakness.
Machamp.
So
Yeah, Machamp, but I mean, other than that, yeah.
So that calc I wanted to run quickly, just out of curiosity, was Icinium Z Greninja with Blizzard versus Multi-Skill Dragonite. Just curious if it one-shot it, and it does. It's a guaranteed OHKO. So I was just curious to see how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously could run a berry on it as well that could have the damage.
That's true. But I just wanted to know if it would break through that or not for my own curiosity.
You know a little bit about berries like that, don't you, Jake? When you what was that berry you tried to run against my Azumarill last season, and I still bodied your Hydreigon?
No, it was I ran a Rosalie berry on Hydreigon.
Yeah, to try to have the damage. I don't know, Bryce. I don't know if we ever told you about that, but he tried to run that berry,
so.
And I hit a play rough on him, and it still hit through the berry and still KO'd him.
No, that was something different. The Rosalie berry was, I made that Hydreigon specifically to take out your Delphox because I knew I could one-shot you with a Dark Pulse. I just had to live one Dazzling Gleam, so I was going to stay in versus you, let you think maybe I was choiced into something, like Choice Scarf or something, and do another attack. Let you attack me with Dazzling Gleam, eat it, live. But unfortunately, I think I got paralyzed, and I took half damage already. So even through.
Nah, I still have the replay on my DS. I definitely one-shot you with Play Rough. But we will move on to the last match, which is yours, Jake, with the South Beach Slowbros versus the Boston Red Sox. The South Beach Slowbros obviously they're 3-1 right now. I don't think they've played amazing, but they have managed to pull out victories. And Jake, I think you played. I mean, you had a weaker opponent last week, but I think you've not played as well as you're probably capable of this season. I still think this is going to be an interesting matchup, though.
Is that to me or to Bryce?
Either one of you guys can pitch in.
I just want Jake to lose so that way I can come back and forth.
Well, I mean, it'd be good for both of us if Jehu loses, because I mean, obviously,
That's true.
if I lose, you lose, and Jehu wins, that's basically the three spots already locked up.
Dang.
But no, I'm obviously looking at his team. For me, I mean, it poses a lot of different threats at different ways I'm not so much used to. A couple of mons I just don't really like seeing in general are on his team. So I mean, that's already annoying. I already discussed that with Bryce in our practice battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of them I was just like, oh god, I hate you for running that. So no, I definitely think it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to a good match because like I said, he poses a lot of problems. So
Yeah, I don't know what you're really gonna do against his Starmie.
I'm gonna kill it.
Obviously, we might see Starmie go for a third consecutive MVP, because I'm looking at your roster right now, and you don't really have anything that can just directly threaten it out. Obviously, you know you're gonna do something, but
Yep.
from looking at the roster right now, I mean, I don't see anything that's just glaring.
Well, I'm not concerned.
But yeah, I mean, did you guys make predictions on the last match?
I gave it to Tyler.
Yeah, Jake, did you? Make
Oh,
a
I
prediction?
didn't know because you started lying about how our match went with that Roslyn Berry. So I got kind of mad because I remember that I found it to be sweet irony that I set that thing up to kill the Delphox, and the Delphox still killed me, and the Delphox was still unkilled as the year continued. And
Okay,
it just
well,
greatly vexed me.
well, just make your prediction on that match, and then Bryce and I'll make predictions on your match.
So I'm just gonna stick with my roommate here. Just again, battle of the winless, but he's scary close to being like 2-1 or 2-2, I guess. So I'm just gonna give him the edge here. 2-0, 2-0, yeah, 2-0 seems good.
Okay, well, and now the Southeast Slow Bros versus you. I'm gonna give the 3-0 to Jehu and the Southeast
Thank
Slow
you.
Bros.
I was like,
I
you pick against me.
think it'll only be a 1-0, but I do think it'll be in JU's favor.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
We know.
It's no offense, Jake.
No, it's cool.
We all voted against each other. Just saying.
Like I said at the very beginning of the season,
That's called spite.
I absolutely loved the team that Jehu picked. He obviously picked after the draft, and I mean he picked around and really picked one of the best rosters, and obviously it's showing with his 3-1 record right now. But that is going to be all for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Fox out.